What's up, everybody? Rob here. So this is a completely off-the-cuff, unscripted stream of consciousness video, so make of that whatever you will. Any event, I haven't been putting out videos as quickly as I would like. I've been busy with other projects, and I'm going to be having a channel announcement with that in the fairly near future, so very excited. But for the time being, though, I'm going to be dipping my toes into a little bit of e-controversy. Yes, a little bit of e-drama. And I don't normally do this because it's beneath me, but I'm going to do it anyway because, well, I just kind of feel I have to talk about this. And it has to do with the fitness industry. Now, for those who are new to my channel or who haven't been fully aware, I have two great passions in life. One of them is history. Obviously, that's what the bulk of this channel is about. But I also am interested in health, fitness, lifting weights, strength sports, stuff like that. And it came to everybody's attention that last week, Brian Johnson, better known as the Liver King, was outed as a fraud. See, he claimed for years, well, he's been viral for about a year now. He's been going for about, maybe a little more, about a year and a half thereabouts. And it's claimed that he was a natural athlete. Like, he's built this physique purely through hard work, dedication, and ancestral tenets like eating raw liver and bull testicles or something like that. I don't know exactly what. Look, I'm aware of the guy. I never watched any of his videos. I'm aware of him basically through the memes, but nothing else beyond that. But the idea that this guy is a natural bodybuilder, a natural athlete in any capacity, right? He built this physique naturally. That is patently absurd. So the controversy here is not, in my opinion, is not that he's a fraud. I knew he was a fraud from day one. And that he had to be on something, or multiple things. Exactly what he's on, exactly how he got where he is now. There have been countless other channels talking about that. Derek, More Plates, More Dates, does a great breakdown of this. There's been plenty of others. I'm not going to be going into that anymore. What I want to talk about, though, is how gullible people are. I mean, these fitness influencers and other, mostly fitness that I'm going to be focusing on here, but just in general, any of these influencers or fraudsters, or basically anybody who's trying to sell you something, they play on the fears and insecurities of people, and people are blinded to what is obviously right in front of them. Now, how could I tell? Now, I'm just an amateur. I don't have any sort of degrees. I'm not a personal trainer. I'm nothing. But I knew instantaneously this guy was on some sort of PEDs, some sort of serious PEDs, right? Whether it be testosterone, steroids, it be growth hormone, it be whatever. How did I know? Because he's obviously on something. I mean, just look at, he's obviously on something. Like, the human body does not put on that much muscle that quickly. And I'm at best an enthusiastic amateur with these sort of things. And within a second after seeing him, like, oh yeah, he's totally not natty. And we have more information available to us than ever before in human history. Right? Google is literally like seconds away. We can do search, a little bit of research, like 5 minutes of research. You can tell that the human body is not capable of putting on this type of muscle mass. And just to give you an idea, this is Eugene Sandow, right? This is Eugene Sandow. He is the world's first bodybuilder, or considered to be the world's first bodybuilder, right? This is an era, this is late Victorian era, early Edwardian era, late 19th, early 20th century. This is what a man looks like without steroids. Now, we have made progress in the past 100 some odd years in terms of fitness and training protocols, nutrition, supplementation, legal supplementation, stuff like that. We understand things more than they did back in the Edwardian era. Yes, that is true, yes. But you're not really going to get, the human body hasn't changed all that much. You're not going to get too much bigger, too much more developed than this guy here. It's possible to be more developed than him, yes. The reason why I bring him up is that he is definitely a natural physique. This is something that is completely obtainable through diet, nutrition, dedication, and exercise. And let's go forward a bit here. I just want to make just a little bit more of a comparison. This is somebody known as Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think you might have heard of him. This is him in the peak of his bodybuilding career. Here he is at the peak of human development, okay? Arnold is on steroids. He most certainly was. He admitted it. It was flat out legal in the 70s. You can go to any doctor. You can just say, I want some Tren or some D-ball or whatever it is, and you can just get it. It wasn't an issue. It was, basically the doctors would write prescriptions out like it was nothing. Just go to any doctor, they'll do it for you. And now compare Arnold to Brian Johnson, compare him to Liver King. Liver King is just as developed, if not more developed, than Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, now Arnold was on steroids, and he achieved this physique through the use of anabolic steroids and other things as well. I don't know exactly what Arnold's exact protocol was, but he definitely used performance-enhancing drugs. You're telling me that somebody achieved a more muscular physique, like he is, like his muscles just are larger. They're larger proportionately, and they're just denser. And he did that naturally through, raw meat and, sunlight or something. Like, really? You honestly believe this? Do you people honestly believe that this is the case? Now, I know there are going to be some people out there saying, well, Liver King, he's proportionately different, and that is true. Okay, Liver King is 5'7", I think. He's 5'7", 5'8". He's basically like my height. And he has a very a stout frame. Like he's a very compact individual. He's basically built very similarly, to the way I am. He's not very lanky or lean or anything like that. He's a very, he's basically built like a dwarf, right? So, okay, that's going to make his muscle shorter people. Now, this is one of the benefits of being short. I can assure you that your muscles, when you do put on muscles, they look bigger. They look more, you look fuller. You fill out a lot easier than your taller counterparts. That is absolutely true. I will get you that proportion. I will grant you that the proportions do work in your favor for shorter guys. That said, though, look at this. You're telling me that this was achieved, like you are more developed than Arnold, and Arnold was on steroids, but this guy somehow is not. Okay, then. I don't know what else to say to you. I'm sure I'd sell you a bridge, but I'm sure you probably bought a lot of them already. So the point I'm trying to say here is that, a little bit of discretion. When somebody's trying to sell you something and it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Do you really think that raw liver and, bull testicles, like eating them raw, like do you really think that creates that type of physique? You're telling me that nobody figured this out already? Like, you're telling me like Arnold in his prime, or like Ron Coleman or Phil Heath or, Jay Cutler, like they went through all the health risks of all the steroids that they're taking when they could have just had gone to the local grocery store and got some liver. Really? You're telling me no, it doesn't work like that at all. It's so blatantly obvious this was... the point that I'm overall trying to make is that these people continue to exist, and they keep continuing to take advantage of people and taking your money from you and scamming you because you allow it to happen. If something is so obvious that it's a fraud, if it's too good to be true, it not only probably is true, it almost certainly is too good to be true. People would have figured this stuff out a long time ago. If liver and, raw eggs and all that stuff created that kind of physique, then people wouldn't be bothering with steroids at all. Let's take the Liver King's own logic here. He's not, apparently, before he was outed, he's not on steroids, but he achieved this physique. Now imagine how big he would be, how muscular he would be if he did take steroids. Things just don't add up. Like he would be so massively huge, his arms would just explode. His skin would just rip open. It defies the realm of biological possibility at that point. And you're telling me nobody else did that. Nobody else took steroids and also did the Liver King, natural ancestral diet, whatever it is, and achieved even greater results, greater physique than with Liver Kings. Nobody has done that. No, obviously he achieved this thing through performance-enhancing drugs and modern pharmaceuticals. And overall, again, I don't want to go too much into, that he committed fraud or anything like that. That's been stated elsewhere. But what does bother me about it, though, is just be honest about it. Look, I like Rich Piana. Rich Piana, he just flat out said, yeah, I'm on steroids. Yeah, I did it. I did HGH, Tren, Clem, D-Bol, Synthol, I injected it. You name it, I've tried it. You know what? I have a lot of respect for Rich Piana. Rest in peace. Greatest natural vegan bodybuilder of all time. But just be honest about it. But going back, that's just But that's just an aside. Ultimately, though, a little bit of discretion, and it will save you a lot of heartache in the future. Again, I don't like going into this e-drama stuff. I don't really care about it. It's not something I like getting involved in. This is, somewhat beneath me. But I just figured I had to say something because it's just... fraudsters, not only do fraudsters annoy me, it's when people fall for what are obviously frauds. Like, this is obviously a fraud. This guy obviously was misleading people, and people fell for it hook, line, and sinker. And it's just, I'm just disgusted more with the people who fell for it. And I know people who did fall for it. People who should know better, who actually honestly believed he was natural. And, I'm just more annoyed that people allow these frauds to happen than the fact that the frauds happen. Anybody will do anything for $1. That's a given. What bothers me is that people are willing to give their dollars to people who are willing to do anything for $1. So, that's it. So, any case, that is it for this video. Just a real quick off-the-cuff thing. Completely unscripted, rambling stream of consciousness. If you've stayed this long, well, thank you for staying this long. And more videos coming out whenever I get around to it. Hit the like and subscribe button. Have a good day. Or don't have a good day. You're adults. Have any kind of day you want. See you later.